that? Yes. A beautiful and serene ukulele version of the Wax podcast jingle. That was sent to me by Jeff C. Give it up for Jeff, y'all. Jeff C. I really appreciate that, man. That adds like a new touch, a new feeling of serenity to the beginning of Wax's podcast here on Wax's podcast, episode 16. That's 4 months, y'all. I'm pretty much halfway done having a podcast baby a podcast pregnancy at this point. I'm like 4 months. That's a long time. I'd be showing right now if I gotten pregnant. Well, I'm a man, so I can't get pregnant. But if I was a woman and I got pregnant 4 months ago, which is when I started the podcast, I'd be showing. I don't know if that has any significance whatsoever. But thanks, Jeff C. I don't know how that got into that either. But man, Jeff, he's got that Jeff name that starts with a G. You know, where it looks like Geoff. If I had that name, I would go by Geoff because it rhymes with biatch. You could say. And just go by Geoff. You know that Kendrick Lamar song where it's like, biatch, biatch. That sounded absolutely nothing like Kendrick Lamar, but I would say that, except I would say, Geoff. Okay, Geoff. If I was you, Geoff. But anyway, Colonel Geoffrey from Libya. Anyway, Wax's Podcast, episode 16. If you want to send your jingle intro to me, well, actually, you know what? Let me know either via email or via Twitter if you even want me to do other jingles, or if you're just some fucking guy that's like, I just love the original jingle. Maybe I'll play that every once in a while. But I like how a couple people sent me some of their own versions of the jingle. And if you do that, it's pretty much guaranteed that I'm going to use it as my intro, because if it's really good, I'm going to use it. And if it's really bad, I'm even more so going to use it, and I'll probably use it even more times and repeat myself and shit using it. So if you send me like an average one, well, I'm still going to use it just because I'm flattered that anybody would do that. But if you want to send it to beatsforwax@gmail.com. I'm not going to spell it, just know it's not the number. If you don't know which use of the word for, you should use in that. If you're going to send it to Beats for Wax as if the middle word was you were playing golf and about to hit, I won't get your email. If you're about to send it to Beats for Wax like the middle word is a number, I won't get your email. But if you send it so the middle word is spelled properly, like you actually wanted me to receive it, it was for me, then I will receive your email at beatsforwax@gmail.com. Once again, thank you everybody for sending me all the emails. I got some good questions today that I'm going to get to later on. As for right now, I'm just over here sipping on my peppermint mocha that I just got at Starbucks. I was over at the post office. I had to drop something off at the post office. So every morning I got to drink my coffee. And I don't know if you guys saw on my Instagram, maybe a couple of you did. I guess it was last week. I was washing my coffee pot that I have here at the house, and I guess I just didn't know my own strength, and I broke the coffee pot. So since then, I've been too lazy to get a new coffee pot, and I'm just going out and got coffee every day. And this time, the Starbucks was right next to the post office, so I roll into Starbucks, and of course, I'm a fucking idiot schmuck, and I'm easily duped. So I see the sign for their peppermint mocha, and you know, they're playing, maybe the Christmas music fucking somehow subtly got in my brain, because this place is at like a little like, it's in fucking Marina Del Rey, which is kind of like a haven for like bougie rich white people. Not like the kind of rich white people that just have a lot of money. They kind of like purposely have yachts and wear nice things and probably got rich in the entertainment industry, etc., etc. It's like a nice outdoor kind of mall thing where they're pumping Christmas carols. You know, it's that time of year, so they're pumping Christmas carols at the thing. And I'm getting sick of listening to Christmas carols. I don't know why. There's something about Christmas carol music to me that is creepy, and it seems like some kind of mind control thing to me, and I think it worked on me. Because as soon as I got into Starbucks, I think whatever fucking mind control note is in Christmas music got into my mind, and I saw the fucking peppermint mocha sign, and I was like, my eyes turned to a fucking glazed red and green color. I started to look like a fucking actual live version of one of those nutcracker things that stand up real straight that look fucking weird. And I said, I would like a peppermint mocha, please. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Because you're not allowed to say Merry Christmas or whatever. I don't even know. But I got the peppermint mocha, and I'm drinking it now, and it's all right. It tastes like fucking drinking a York peppermint patty. And maybe you like, maybe one time when you were a kid, or even now, maybe you ate a peppermint patty one time and said, wouldn't this be good in drink form? But I've never fucking done that. When I get a coffee, I want the shit to taste like coffee, so I don't know how I was so easily duped into buying this fucking shit. I do like the pumpkin shit that they got, but I don't know how the fuck I bought it was $5. A large peppermint mocha coffee was $5, and now I'm not drinking it because I like it. I'm drinking it because I spent $5 on the fucking shit, and when I should have went in there and said I want a large coffee. That's what I usually get in Starbucks, is just a regular coffee, and even then I don't really like Starbucks coffee that much. These are all first world problems once again. But and fuck Starbucks for having their. I had to have talked about this on this podcast before, but I hate the fucking tall, grande, venti, or whatever the fuck. How is the small? Because I always, because I'm such a dick, I fucking go in there, and I always say, "Can I get a large coffee?" And they're always like, "You mean like I don't even know which one is large, but I know that the smallest one is the one called tall. The smallest one is called tall." That pisses me off already right there. And they all like, I always, because somebody has done, because I like one time I ordered a large coffee and somebody's like, they kind of corrected me and they're like, "You mean a venti coffee or whatever?" And I looked at him. I was kind of perplexed. I was like, "Really? Like, you're gonna correct me like that?" I thought the customer was always right, and even, you know, it's fucking large. I didn't say anything the first time, but ever since then, I've always wanted somebody to do it again so I could be like, "No, I mean a large coffee," and just be like a dickhead American guy. But sometimes they say it, but they've never actually corrected me like that before. Like, "You mean blah?" Like, I'll get a large coffee and they'll be like, "Yeah, I mean a venti," or I can't remember if it's venti or grande that's tall. It's small, large. God damn it. Why can't it just be small, medium, large? If there was another one, it could be extra large or extra small. Why can't they be like shirt sizes? I don't get it, man. But here I am. Let me take a sip of this real quick. I'm going to give you a little live review of the peppermint mocha coffee. It tastes exactly like I described it. It tastes like a York peppermint patty. If you just put a bunch of those things in a fucking saucepan and then fucking heated it up and then stirred it, and then so it wouldn't be such a chocolate fucking mess. Just, I guess, add a bunch of milk to it and stir it up. I'm not saying that it tastes bad. It just tastes like that, and that's not what I want in the morning. I want goddamn coffee, man. I want a fucking coffee. If I want a fucking candy bar, I'd have bought a goddamn candy bar. But I didn't. It's my fault. God, I just noticed that, like, my Barack Obama impression and my redneck impression, there's only a slight bit of difference there. Barack Obama actually kind of talks like a redneck in some ways, if you think about it. But yeah, that's my story there, and I can't believe I bought a $5 fucking coffee. I'm not doing this shit anymore. I have something instilled into me by my father, where I have like a little bit of a disdain for anything that could be quote unquote bougie or overpriced. Like when me and my brother and sister were kids, you know, like if we got new clothes or something like that, like we went to Kmart. Like brand name, like to my dad, like brand name shoes that were expensive was like the dumbest shit. It was like, you know, he thought people that bought that kind of shit were like suckers, you know what I mean? So like we went to Kmart proudly for him, and we fucking bought all our shit. Of course, we got fucking made fun of by all the other kids. Like, look at your fucking Kmart shoes, you know, you know what I'm saying? But it wasn't even a thing. It wasn't even a thing about money and whether we could afford it. It was about the principle, you know, and you save money. Like my dad's parents were extremely, extremely thrifty, and I guess that's just part of his family or whatever. So, and you know, when you're a little kid, you always assume that other kids kind of have a similar upbringing to you. You know, when you're in elementary school and you see another kid, you're not really thinking too hard. If you go to Catholic church, you assume everybody goes to Catholic church. Your dad takes you to Kmart, you assume everybody goes to Kmart. But it's not like that at all. You realize when you're an adult that everybody has different values, and that's the values they instill into their children. And all the other children that had nothing but fucking Gap and shit like that, it's because their fucking mom would tell you, if their mom would be like, they'd be super embarrassed to send their kids to school in all Kmart clothes, because that's not what they are. They're more into like my kids wear Gap. My kids are better than Kmart kids. Whereas my dad would say, you know what? You go give Gap your money and they're fucking ripping you off. All that shit. And I don't know why. How did I go to that from Peppermint Mocha? How did I go to little kids wearing Gap clothes from me buying a Peppermint Mocha this morning? Oh, fuck. I was in Starbucks. I had already ordered the Peppermint Mocha. And I was standing in an area of the store that made it kind of look like I was in line and kind of not look like I was in line. Like I was relatively close to the back of the line, but I was really already ordered and I was just waiting for them to call my name or whatever. And I was trying to think of what I would talk about today on the podcast. And then this fucking event occurred that made me go, maybe I should talk about that. I'm standing there in fucking line. I was sober, hadn't fucking done any drugs or drinking or anything. It was fucking 10:30 a.m. I had just woken up pretty recently. I pretty much woke up and went to the post office and Starbucks. I drink a coffee every morning, and this was pre-coffee. So I'm in a little bit of a sleepy mode. And this dude, this bra-looking dude, if you don't know what that means, a bra, like a Southern California bra, like he's like kind of like a surfer stoner. He definitely is going to be wearing a fitted flat brim cap with his brim kind of low. Very good chance of wearing board shorts and flip-flops. Maybe a Hurley shirt or something that looks similar to that. Probably drives a lifted truck and definitely goes to the desert occasionally and rides dirt bikes and four-wheelers. Talks like, yeah. Everything, and like, especially if they're from Orange County, they talk like every fucking thing is a question. They're like, yeah, my fucking dad is so rad. My fucking mom, fuck my fucking mom. Yeah, the fucking Chargers, they're like fucking terrible. I'm not that good at an impression of a bro, but that's what they talk like. Anyway, this dude was like that, and he fucking walks into the Starbucks and he stands behind me. Then he realizes in a couple seconds, like, he's bruh, are you in line? And I was like, nah, dude. Then he fucking stared at me for a second, and he fucking started smiling, and he goes, dude, you just toked up, didn't you? And like, I'm sitting there in Starbucks, and the way he fucking said it was like he was like it was like a Saturday Night Live character all of a sudden fucking just entered my life and forgot that he was in real life and not on Saturday Night Live. But I fucking found the shit funny. And he asked me if I was high. He said, you look like you just toked up, huh? And in my mind, I was like, you know what? Fuck it. And I was like, yeah, dude, I did. And he put his fucking hand up. He put his fucking hand up on like a high five shit. And he gave me a high five. And I just fucking played along with it, man. I was just like, yeah, I did. And then I got my fucking coffee. They called my name. They're like, Mike. Got my peppermint mocha. And then I had to go get it. And then I had to walk back by the dude when I was leaving. And the motherfucker stopped me. And he's like, hey, man, you got any extra herb? I was like, nah, I don't have any on me, bro. And he started fucking getting money out of his pocket and shit, even after I said I didn't have any. He was like, but do you got any, like, at your house or anything? I need some. You got any extra? And I was just like, nah. And this dude was like, I don't know why he was probably pulling out, maybe he was pulling out money because he was about to order coffee. I don't know, but, so that happened this morning. Dude thought I was high. I told him I was, and then he tried to buy weed from me in the crowded Starbucks in the white bougie area of Marina Del Rey. This was all after I went to the post office, after waking up, after last night doing some mixing. I got my boy Joe Peluso. Shout out to him, even though I guarantee he doesn't listen to this podcast, but he's been at my crib the last like 5 days. We've been mixing the songs off my upcoming album, Continue. We mixed 4 songs, and we mixed 3 of these little interlude things. Gonna mix another one today, probably another one tomorrow, and I still gotta finish a couple joints. I still got like 2 or 3 that I gotta finish. And then we'll fucking duplicate the shit. Then we're gonna it's gonna come out January 15th. Fucking continue. Fucking continue. If you live in Maryland or Virginia, you can buy it. Isn't that an old Outcast line? Yeah, this ain't Virginia. Slim ass cigarettes in Virginia. This ain't just stop, so we just gonna continue. But yeah, so that's what's going on with me, working on that. I still gotta finish some shit. I gotta fucking make some shit happen this week. I'm fucking busy as fuck. I've been actually really stressed out. And if you do what I do and you have a deadline and you just fucking, you know, I can't take I take little breaks here at the house, but I don't fucking like go out and do anything, you know, because if I were to go out and do something, I would just the whole time feel like, oh fuck, this is just time I could be using to work. So I'm kind of just looking forward to when this album is finally done, and even if people say they like it or they don't like it, I'll still be kind of happy that it's done, because I'm gonna spend some time just fucking living regularly and hopefully going and doing some shows. I do have shows, y'all. I got a show I got 2 shows in January. I have one here in LA at the Troubadour on January 15th, which is gonna be the shit. Then 2 days later, I fly out to New York and I got a show at Webster Hall on January 17th. I apologize for any young people listening about the fact that those are on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I stopped apologizing and a second ago, after apologizing, I take back my apology and say I'm not sorry, because those are all ages shows and they're early shows. So even if you go to high school, unless you have strict parents, which many of us do, you should be able to go to the show. Yeah. So January 15th, January 17th, and I'm working on a lot of other stuff too. Like I'm working on hopefully doing a tour of the United States in the spring. There's a very good chance that sometime in 2013 I will be in Australia, and a very good chance that I will be in Germany, and a very good chance that I will be in the United Kingdom. So look out for that. If you listen to the podcast, you don't have to look out for anything. All information that you need to know will be coming to you from Wax's podcast. You know why? Because the podcast comes first. That's why I'm doing this shit today. You think I don't have anything else I could be fucking doing right now? You think I don't have songs to finish? You think I don't have bitches that I could be fucking? Remember that? I don't know if any of you guys did. I did religiously. I think it was like 5 years ago that they had Making the Band with Puff Daddy. And one time when he was reprimanding all the members of the band and basically explaining to them how he got where he is because of his crazy ass work ethic, because he's Puffy and shit like that. He said he was talking about how he likes to like every day he wakes up and he just goes and gets money, you know. But he was like, he said, you think I wouldn't rather just be having sex all day? Which is funny because he's a fucking, I mean, there's something to be said that Puffy is probably halfway to a billionaire, if not even more so. He's probably got $500 million. He literally could just stop doing anything, retire, and have sex all day. It's not like he can't get the girls. If he couldn't, he could probably buy the girls. He could literally have sex all fucking day if he wanted to. He's fucking Puff Daddy. But no. Those aren't the values he was instilled with or instilled upon himself. You know what I mean? He goes out there and goes hard. I don't have those. I addressed that on a song on my new album. I just don't have the, you know, whatever Puffy has, whatever fucking Michael Jordan has, Kobe Bryant, Oprah Winfrey, anybody who's ever been president, Steve Jobs, people like that. People that excel, people that are driven and shit like that. Like, I have like half of that. Like, and I think I've said this on the podcast before, but no matter what I'm doing, I would rather be barbecuing. I would rather be at a fucking barbecue, like very focused on how is the chicken done, while drinking my beer and thinking about if the beers in the cooler are cold enough yet, thinking about stuff like that, trivial shit. So if you ever see me doing anything anywhere, except performing live, that's my favorite thing in the world, and having sex. Any other thing besides, well, now I'm going to name a bunch of other shit, but if it's not something that's obviously cool, like spending quality time with your family, having sex, performing on stage. I'd rather be barbecuing pretty much at any time. If I were Puffy, I would have stopped and started having sex all day at 2 million, much less 2 billion, which is probably won't even stop him. So that's a little bit to know about me. That's kind of how my brain works. And if you really knew how my brain works and the thoughts that I have and the emotions that I feel, if you guys really knew that, there's no way that you would actually appreciate the advice I give at the end of the show every week. Because who am I to be giving advice about like relationship problems and things like that? I don't fucking know. Every relationship I've been in has been an utter fucking disaster and failure. So I guess I could tell you how to avoid that. Yeah, that's true. What else? I wanted to say. You know what I'm gonna say. This isn't even anything poignant or anything really. As I sip my peppermint mocha, god damn, the bottom is really fucking sweet. This is the bottom of the large peppermint mocha. Got it. I don't even know what's in this, but I know it's multiple espresso shots. If I drink this big ass cup of this, I'm probably gonna be fucking wired today. Get the fucking coffee shakes, but get the coffee shakes from drinking coffee shakes, like coffee milkshakes. You know what I mean? The other day I realized you could say like, you could rhyme the word hormones. Well, it doesn't. You know how people rhyme, not rhyme, but say the same words, but it means different things. Like if you said she had raging hormones, and so occasionally the hormones or something like that. I don't fucking know. Another freebie for rappers out there. Another freebie. Because I probably won't use that shit. What else? What was the other thing I was thinking about the other day? Fucking make a motherfucker cry to the Lord after I flattened them like they was on an ironing board. Something about if y'all fucking, what did I say? If y'all hot, then consider me hell. I've been cracked for a while like the Liberty Bell. People don't say like I'm crack anymore. I spit crack. People don't really say that anymore, I guess. But there's a couple freebies if you want my fucking leftovers, you fucking little mutts. You fucking mutt-ass rappers. I want to say that in a rap. Like, other rappers are like dogs. Like, they take the table scraps. You fucking mutts. You fucking mutts under the table eating the last piece of my fucking meatloaf crust. Jesus Christ. You know what else I want to start saying? I want to start saying the shit outta all the time. Like, like you say, like, God damn, he beat the shit out of her. But I want to say that, like, when it's not even really necessary. Like, I want to be like, yo, he scrambled the shit out of those eggs. Or like, yo, I just did the shit out of the dishes. Yo, I just washed the fuck out of my hands, yo. Or you can do the same thing with ass off. Like, when you say, like, fucking, I'm sweating my ass off, I just urinated my ass off. McDonald's like, yo, that dude right there can deep fry his ass off. I just want to start doing that. That's something I want to fucking start doing. What else do I want to start doing? You know what I want to start doing? I want to start doing the segment that we call someone and fuck with them. And somebody emailed me about this segment later. I think I'll just read it later. But you're right, whoever said that, whose name I will mention later. I realized after this person told me, I fucking stopped doing the whole fuck with them. Like, it shouldn't even be called call someone and fuck with them anymore. It should just be called call someone. Because I used to the whole point was that it was like a prank call, So I've been failing with that recently. I think I'm gonna call my friend Jackie Tone, who is a singer that has sung backup for me and is an amazing fucking talent and is hilarious. But the main reason I'm going to call her is because I actually need to call her anyway. I need to see if she's available to come over and sing something. So I'm going to try to kill two birds with one stone here on Wax's Podcast. Hold on for a second. Let me set this shit up. All right. I'm calling my friend Jackie here. Jackie Tone. Oh, very good chance she won't answer. I don't even know. She could be anywhere. She plays a lot of shows and shit. She plays a lot of college gigs. She could be anywhere in the world right now. Very small chance she will answer now that I think about it. Very small. There you go.
Hey, this is Jackie Tone's phone. You have reached it, however not successfully reached me. Call you back, bye.
Well, another failure. You gotta have failure in life, y'all. You gotta have some type of failure if you're gonna have any success. You have to experience fucking failure to be able to really truly appreciate success. And right there, at least we got to hear Jackie's voicemail, and you can kind of get a feel for what kind of person she is, because there's I never thought about this before, but there's three different types of people in this world. Three. And I guess I'll explain. I'm maybe in the middle of two of them, actually. But there's three different types of people. There's the type of person who their voicemail is just like, you have reached 462-543. They're just fucking lazy and don't give a fuck. Two, there's the kind of person who's like, hi, this is David. Please, I'm not available right now, but if you need to reach me, call me here. You can also email me there. You can dial my assistant here. Professional Eddie. And then there's the third that's Wacky Willard, who has some kind of fucking wackiness going on with their fucking answering machine. I think you can tell a lot about somebody by their answering machine message. Answering machine. Voicemail. So I'm somewhere in the middle, I guess, because my shit says, if you don't know, my real name is Mike Jones. So mine says, like, you have reached, and it's like, Mike Jones! And then says something like that. I don't know. So I kind of did a little bit of both. I just made I made it the lazy one, but I made it slightly silly. That's that's the name of this. That's the name of the fucking the gay slightly stupid cover band in West Hollywood. Slightly silly. Yeah, so that didn't work out. I don't know that I have anybody else to call today. I might not do the call someone and fuck with them segment. You know what? Who I want to call in an upcoming episode soon is my mom. That's who I think I might do a whole episode with my mom. It's coming up soon, but fucking slightly silly. You know what? I was just thinking today after this album, I know my next musical move is gonna do. It's gonna be actually. Well, I know I'm gonna put out a mixtape because I got some pretty good leftover joints from. I know it sounds shitty that they're leftover, quote unquote, but some of them are leftover not because they're bad. They just don't fit. So I'll probably put out an EP. I think I want to do another project, another Wax and EOM project. I'm gonna mix my brother's album, but above all that bullshit, what I want to do is I want to start a band. I want to fucking start a band that does like fast, aggressive, distorted, fucked up funk, and I want to call it Cocaine Casserole. I already know what I want it to sound like, but I've spent so much time, like I say, I'm always by myself. I spend so much time working by myself, and what I really enjoy is just fucking going hard and going apeshit and playing in front of people and shit like that. So I'm starting a fucking band. So if you want to be in the fucking band, email me, beatsforwax@gmail.com. Let me know what you do. Do you play triangle? Do you play trumpet? Fucking let me know. Anybody is welcome to join. Well, you're not welcome. Not anybody's welcome to join, but anybody is welcome to audition for Cocaine Casserole. And with that being said, let me fucking move this microphone a little bit so I can kind of fucking see the computer screen here. Actually, let me hit stop because the phone is still recording. Hold on one second. That's what I'm gonna do for the rest of this podcast. Just blow into the microphone. Make you feel like you're out on a boat. Doesn't that make you feel like you're out on a boat? So if you're sitting there at your cubicle, just fucking go rewind that part. Or if you have an audio editing program, record that part into your program and just fucking loop it. Maybe put it in stereo, right and left, fucking pan that shit and just fucking lay back and imagine you're on a ferry boat. Okay, so here we go. Oh, yo, you know what I wanted to do? Fuck, I might have to stop the podcast again. This is what I want to do. Yeah, hold on one second. Okay, I'm about to do the shout-outs for today's episode. The first shout-out is spectacular. Ryan M. sent me this.
Justice. Raul. Justice.
Thanks for that, Ryan M. That is the fucking theme for Raul Justice, which came at a fitting time because I actually did get an email from Raul Justice this week. So first shout out goes to my man Raul Justice. I think no matter what I do from now on, just because you're Raul Justice, I think from now on everything I do, whether it's a t-shirt, a mixtape, a CD, a vinyl, a fucking beer koozie, which is something I want to do, by the way, beer koozies. Well, no matter what fucking piece of merch, just send me your goddamn address and your shirt size, and no matter what I do, I'll fucking send you one. Because you're fucking Raul Justice. And if I don't, you probably come and fucking... you probably come up in here with no talking. I just come home one day, you had already scaled my balcony about 3 seconds as if you were fucking Zorro. And as soon as I open the door, and I just get smashed in the face with a classical guitar, and that exact chord you heard plays. It just happens to play. Like, you beat me. Your fucking fingers are on the fret of the guitar in the position of that E minor chord or whatever that was. And when you fucking hit me with the big end of the guitar, the strings actually fucking hit my nose and strum that chord as I fucking get knocked unconscious by the guitar. So props to you, Raul Justice, and even more props to, well, the same amount of props to Ryan M. for making that. He's the same guy who had sent me the jazz version of the podcast jingle. And shit, this week Ryan M. sent me a song that him and his homie did that was fucking dope as shit. So props to you, Ryan. You're a fucking talented musician, man. You really should do something with that song you sent me. All right, shout-outs for this week. Shout-out to Bert the Dentist, Nimbus Cloud, Stephanie, David C., Sangwon Kim, Jaul Rustis. Somebody told me to call them Jaul Rustis. Snugs, Yassine, Ryan M. with the crazy song. That's the same guy I was talking about. Ben Tunes, Aaron from New Malden, Justine, Ezana A., Grant C., James from New Century, Australia, David M. Jr., Joe in San Diego, Jeff D. with the uke intro, Geoff, Raul Justice, Jose Luis in Denver, Janny, Sterling W., happy 21st birthday, Jackie H. Shout out to Tiffany and Giovanni in Tampa. Props to Terrell, the Cali hockey player. Sebastian in Australia. Much love to Carla, the stay-at-home mom. I always love when you email me, Carla. And Christine H. So that's the shout-outs for this week. Let's get to some little questions or whatever. I need to get closer to the fucking screen, because I can barely see this goddamn thing the way that I have this mic set up today. You know, it's because I moved the fucking computer back on the fucking desk. Alright. Let's just go down the list here. I'm just going to read them all today since I didn't even get to do the call and someone and fuck with him segment. Alright, this one's from Mike M. This is the guy. I'm just wondering if people have been pointing out to you that you're initiating the call someone and fuck with them segment, that when you're initiating it, you've been forgetting to fuck with them as much as before. Actually, I think you've been starting with, you're on my podcast. It's been entertaining as fuck anyway, but I missed the element of surprise. Sorry to bug you about it. Don't be sorry. Don't be fucking sorry, because I deserve to get bugged. The whole initial idea of the whole thing was not... The initial idea of call someone and fuck with them, it's turned into this interview segment. It wasn't really supposed to be like that. It was supposed to be more like a prank call segment. But whatever. It's kind of cool that it was combined into the two of them. But I promise from now on, unless there's like a specific reason to, like if it's somebody that like I'm lucky to have on there and I told them like, look, will you be on my podcast? Like if I get some celebrity or something and they know I'm calling them, I'm not going to fake some prank call. But you know, just be aware that with the element of surprise, you're always going to risk things like today happening. Some other people hadn't answered. I think EOM didn't answer one time. Acumeno of Palmer Squares didn't answer one time. And then the second time when he did answer, he ended up going under the fucking tunnel. So you're always running that risk. Anyway, I'm searching for a bit of advice. I've been working with my music for a small while, but I almost always do it solo, or once in a while I learn from or work with people more skilled than myself. When it comes to people who say have a different taste or idea in their mind, parentheses, or not the same level of skill, be it beat makers or other MCs, is there a way to deflect others' offers to collaborate that isn't going to hurt someone's feelings? Especially if you kind of ask them to hear what they've got. I really don't mean to be a dick, but beats and instrumentals speak to me, inspire me, enter my soul. What if they don't? Or what if the rapper is really adamant about making music together, but it's all wrong to me inside? I ask not because I can't think for myself, but because I imagine you actually have experience handling these situations. Waxman, the drunk take was hilarious. That's the exact level of professionalism I want to see. Thanks for the shout out earlier, Mike. Well, I'm glad you enjoyed the drunk take that me and Curtis had. I wasn't going to put it on there. It was kind of embarrassing. But let's go to your question. I know what you mean. Say you're in a room. You go to somebody's house, and they start showing you their beats, and you're in the room with the person. Now, if they would have emailed you the beats, and you listened to them, you would just be like, man, I really can't fuck with this shit. Either A, you don't like them, or B, maybe they're good, but they're just different. You know, that's what happens to me a lot of times, and what a lot of people just don't seem to understand is that there's beats that I fucking love that just wouldn't work for me. You know, whether it be my voice or whether it be like the kind of vibe or feel that it has. There's beats that I really fucking like, but it doesn't mean I want to rap on them. Anyway, it is awkward, and I've been in those situations, and you just have to try to do it cordially. There was an old Common song where he said, some whack N-words are cool, with them I stay cordial. Meaning, not everybody's going to be good at music. Not everybody's going to be cool. Some people are good at music. Some people are cool. Some are not. Some people are, the combination is they're not good at music, yet they're super cool. So you got to just, I mean, you can't let that shit get in the way of your friendship, or, you know, some people just ain't got it, and you got to figure out good ways. Or some people just aren't your cup of tea. And you got to combine honesty with tact. Tact would be the word there. Just try to be nice about it and be like, or maybe just be like, yo, let me get find whatever one is like the closest to something you would fuck with, and maybe just kind of try something, or just kind of act like you're gonna. I don't know, man. I've been in the I can remember a specific situation where I was in the studio, and I thought this thing was a meeting, but it turned out that it was like a full-blown session, which, first of all, it sucked because I thought I was going to be there for 45 minutes, and the person I was meeting with was a producer, and they thought this was like a full-blown session where we were going to make songs all night and shit, and they just started going through beats, and by the 10th one, I was just, in my head, I was like, dude, fuck, like, this isn't going to fucking work. Nice guy, great guy. So in that case, I mean, I'll tell you how I handled the situation. I'm not saying this is the right way to handle it, but I faked an emergency text message, and I got two of the beats that I had said, oh, that's pretty dope or whatever. Two of the beats I got on a flash drive, knowing that I was never going to use them, and the dude even texted me a couple times after, like, when are you going to be finished the songs, and this wasn't a friend. It was the first time I had met him, but felt like a dick, but it is what it is, man. I just didn't really like his stuff. So you can always fake a text message like that. That's what I did. Act like I had to go. Caleb, this is from Caleb. What's up, Wax? Mad Myers here. Oh, my bad. You want some people their email, like whatever their email address. Forget everything I've just fucking said. Let me read the letter. What's up, Max? What's up, Wax? Mad Myers here. I got a question for you. How do you deal with people who steal your videos and repost them on YouTube? I know you're not a part of a big corporation or anything, so I could imagine it would be hard to do that on your own. How do you go about it? Because I see a lot of people reposting your vids and getting a lot of views. And another question is, how do you feel about people using the beats you use? I wrote a really long song that was deep to me, and I touched on a lot of personal problems I have with myself, and I wrote it to the beat for Red. It's like therapy, and that beat really brought it out of me. So let me know, bro. Second question first. I think it's really cool, and I think it's really humbling that people use the same beats. Like if they're touched by the, you know, it's just like people make mixtapes using other people's beats. If you hear a beat that you like, you know, fucking write to it. If somebody uses my beats, I think it's cool. I always thought that was real cool. And like when people do kind of like their own remixes. It used to be funny on YouTube, but with like bigger names like Lil Wayne, Jay-Z kind of names, like when people would make their own remixes and they'd put their verse on the song, but they'd act like it'd be like them featuring Jay-Z or vice versa, as if they got in the studio and did the song together. I always thought that was funny. And as far as people stealing videos on YouTube, there's really nothing you can do. There's only one, like a lot of people, like I don't understand why people do this. No idea why, but I just put out that toothbrush video, and if you search it now, if you search for wax toothbrush on YouTube, there's like 6 people who have reposted the video. I don't really get the point of that. I don't know why people do that. But I'm not gonna make a big deal out of it in my life. I'm not gonna like fucking call anybody or try to get cease and desist or whatever. But there's only one that kind of fucking irks me. Is me and Dumb did a song called Guess Who, and this other guy posted it, and it's got like, you know, I think the one on my channel has probably just a little bit more than that one, and you know that's, I'm not saying that I really care that I definitely don't care enough that it pisses me off or care enough that I'm actually going to do anything about it. But that has a lot of views, and it just kind of pisses me off that it's like, if he has ads on it, he's like basically stealing money from me. And if it doesn't have ads on it and he's not making any money off it, it's just it's still kind of taking the money. You know, forget the money, the view count, like all that 160,000 views he has could be like the video on my channel, instead of having what, I don't know how much mine has, but it could have 160,000 more. Because if you know YouTube, the money's not that crazy. So it's not about the money; it's more about the principle as far as the money goes. But what the real thing is it's cool to have a high view count. So why is this fucking guy taking it? You know, and it's the only time I've ever done, the only action I've ever taken ever about something like that is I posted a comment on that video. On that, I was like, I said, dude, the cool thing for you to do would be to take this down. That's all I said. Like, what the fuck what does he get for that? Like, what is, I don't understand. Like, on his channel, he has a video that he had no involvement with making, the video, writing the song, conceptualizing it, anything. He just put it on his channel. I don't fucking understand that. And if you want to make the argument, well, he's helping promote it. I guess that's true. I don't know, but if he was fucking Snoop Dogg, yeah. If he was a rapper or something, yeah. But he's just a random guy. So if you go and search for Guess Who and his shit pops up, you just fucking click on that. You know, and if it wasn't there, you would still fucking find the video. There just wouldn't be 2. There'd be 1, and all the views would be consolidated into 1. So you can clearly tell by my tone that I guess I do give a fuck, huh? This is my livelihood. My livelihood is YouTube. I need all the clicks. So, whatever. This one is from Landon. Okay, you are trapped on a desert island for a year with a mermaid. Do you want top half fish or bottom half fish? And you must have sex at least once. Always good question to mess with people. Sounds easy, but give it a thought. You might change your mind after a little bit. All right, I didn't really think about the answer to this question. Desert island for a year with a mermaid. Top half fish or bottom half fish? You must have sex. Well, if the bottom half is a fish, does the fish have like a hole that you have sex with? I don't know. But you're telling me that you would want to fuck a female like legs and vagina, and there's a big fucking fish head, fish body, like alive above it? Or you could fucking sit next to this fucking creature that just has like a fish tail that like fucking moves around here and there, flaps a little bit, and then she's got like a beautiful fucking face and torso. I don't know how you'd have sex with that, but at least your penis would just feel like if there is like a vagina hole in the fish scales, your penis would just feel like it's in probably some nice gooey place, and then you're fucking looking at this fucking fucking Ariel, whatever Little Mermaid's name was or whatever. You're looking at this fucking thing when you fucking pull the conch shells aside a little bit, fucking touch the nipples a little bit, and then shit. You might even want to do that more than once. How is this even a fucking question? Who the fuck wants a fucking fish walking around with the goddamn human legs? That's fucking disgusting. And not to mention, if I was on a desert island for a year, I know what you're saying. Like, well, now you got to talk to her all year. But if you're on a desert island for a year, it's nice to have a human being to talk to, not a fucking fish with human legs. How is that a good question? I'm sorry, Landon. Sorry, Landon. That's not a good question, man. The more I think about it, why would anybody choose the former, the top half fish? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something, man. Landon, hit me back and tell me what advantages to the top half fish am I missing? I think that you were gonna say you don't have to listen to this girl or whatever, but personally, I'd way rather listen to a girl and maybe I could walk on the other side of the island or whatever than deal with a fucking desert island and I have a fucking fish with human legs walking around. I'm good on that. Yeah, and plus the mermaid with her fucking agile in the water fish body. You know, if you were hungry, you'd be like, yo, maybe you could go out and like get us a lobster or something like that. Maybe, you know, go under the sea and find us a little fucking crab, you know what I mean? And get us some sustenance over here where the fish with human legs is going to be asking you to do stuff for. What can it do? I guess it could get stuff close to the shore easy with like its fish mouth and whatnot. I don't know. Anyway, that's enough of that. Let's move on to Mike W's question. I was listening to Doing Damage, and it got me thinking. What are some of the struggles of maintaining a relationship while constantly on the road? How do you get through it with your partner, if you can keep that partner? Thanks a lot for all the work you put in with your fans. It's really appreciated. I can't wait for the new album and Herbal Tea's album. Now, I can tell you straight up that I'm not like one of those people that's been on the road. Like, I've done a bunch of tours, but it's not like I'm gone 300 days a year and shit like that. I'm hoping that this coming year it'll be a lot more like that, and as my shit progresses, it'll be more like that all the time. But I can tell you that just in the music business in general, it's very difficult to maintain a relationship. Any business where you travel a lot, it's difficult to maintain a relationship. I did have a girlfriend when I was back touring with that band, and that was difficult because there's the temptations of the road, you know, and plus, you know, you're missing the quality time that's necessary. I think a relationship is one thing, but I think it'd be even more difficult to have kids. I mean, if you give a shit about your kids, some people just don't give a shit. But you know, for like my brother is playing these shows, the shows I got coming up in January at the Troubadour on January 15th in LA and January 17th at Webster Hall in New York City. Not just me, folks. Herbal T will be there. My man EOM will be there. I'm gonna have a full band for both of these shows. But my point is, Herbal T now has 2 children. And for him to do this shit is extremely difficult. It's difficult on him because he misses them. And it's difficult on his wife because take caring for 2 young kids is more difficult than it would be if you had some help. And, you know, for me, it's like I don't have anything like that to deal with. So it's easy, man. All right. So that was a kind of a shitty answer, but let's keep it moving here. This one is from my man Chris M. If you don't know who Chris M is my man in Michigan, and he is actually the person that designed the site waxfans.com. I now have an official fan website designed by my man Chris in Michigan. Really good dude, great web designer, and he actually has a question today. Yo Wax, it's Chris of waxfans.com. You're too hard on yourself on the podcast. We don't care how prepared you are. You know what I'm starting to realize, Chris? I didn't have shit today. I just started, like my whole first half was me talking about my trip to Starbucks and shit. And I feel like it was a lot better, a lot funnier, a lot smoother, a lot more entertaining than it was last week when I was talking. I had all my shit written down about what I was going to talk about. And I think you're right, and I had a lot of emails that were similar to that. I think you're right. Fuck all the preparation. Just get up and do this shit. Hell, most of my favorite moments usually involve you talking out of your ass about random shit you think about. It probably helps that I share a lot of the same views of you. That's cool. Whenever I listen at work, you have me. This is. He's giving me props at the beginning. Okay. Anyways, that was the praise. Now for the question. I want your honest opinion about something that is currently a pipe dream of mine. Q. Do you think it's too late for me to take up rapping? I've always had a deep passion for rap. But it was not my only passion. Graphic media and web design is my real passion, and I can listen to rap while I work. Plus, I also used to deliver pizza for a few different pizza places. Me too. Well, that's all great as far as developing the ability to spit out impressive raps after memorizing someone else's lyrics. That's how you start, by the way. But left me with no experience creating beats or writing my own lyrics. I'm very educated and I think I could write some real good lyrics if I knew what I was doing. I just have no experience yet. You always mention that you should write your lyrics to a beat, but what are some options if you can't create your own beat and you're not famous enough like you, and just create an email address called beatsforchris@gmail.com? Well, first of all, to let you know, like, you know, out of all the mixtapes and fucking shit I've done, I've never used a beat that was like that. I mean, I have people I know that make beats. I kind of make my own beats. I mean, I made the Doing Damage beat from the last email, so I guess that's something. Try to keep in mind I'm not trying to get famous, and in no way to be a rapper is my career ever. I just think it'll be fun to do it, fool around with, and put out some random stuff for myself or possibly to promote something one day. I basically am starting to feel like I'm getting close to mastering all my graphic and web design shit, and I'm looking to what I want to learn next, and rap is my biggest passion. Thanks a ton, Chris M. Couple things first off. You don't need to create your own beats to be able to rap. 99% of rappers don't make beats. So don't worry about learning how to make a beat. Second thing, going back to what somebody said earlier, I mean, you don't have to have like an original beat to start writing raps. Just go to YouTube and search, like, I don't know, think of a song that you like and find the instrumental and just write to that. You know, start with that. People, and especially if you're going to put it up somewhere, like that, people actually enjoy that. Like, people enjoy hearing other takes on beats they're familiar with. So just start with any beat, any instrumental, and just see what you can come up with, and then go from there. I don't know, man. Like, the shit just, for me, I guess to me rapping and music and stuff is kind of like web design to you. It just kind of was something that I did since early on, you know. But yeah, I think the first thing that you naturally do, you know, when I was really, really young, I was memorizing other people's stuff. Not like, yeah, you singing along to something else is what gives you the ability to sing. That's just practice, you know, and rap's no different. So I couldn't tell you if it's too late. I'd have to, you know what? I'd have to hear you first. To make that judgment, I would have to hear. So maybe if you have balls, if you got balls, record something and send it to me, and I'll play it on the podcast for the listeners, and we can do a poll. But you know, if it's your first time, man, don't expect it to be good. If you've never done it before, chances are you're not just gonna all of a sudden be good. The shit takes practice. Like, if you listen to some of my early shit, it's not necessarily that good. But all right, cool. Thanks for that website, Chris M. Waxfans.com. I think it's twitter.com/waxfans. Go follow my man Chris. This one is from Maverick. Hey Wax, hopefully you get this before you record today's podcast. Oh, this was, yeah, I didn't, this makes it sound like he just sent it, but it was actually last Wednesday, and I was too late, because last week I was all on time with the podcast and shit. Hey Wax, hopefully you get this before you record today's podcast. Probably too late, although maybe not, considering the release time of previous podcasts. Anyways, I was just wondering if you were ever going to do a music video for any of the Grizzly Season tracks. I think you and Herbs could make a hilarious one, plus it would give more exposure for people who don't know about it. I could see Slow Crush being a great one, as it's a funky jam with great lyrics. Anyways, I just think the whole album was awesome and would love to see some sort of retro video to one of the tracks or something. If this question has already been asked and answered, just ignore it. I've been sleeping on some of the podcasts lately, gotta catch up. Well, Maverick, it hasn't been asked, and this is another occasion where, because you gave me some praise in it, I decided to read it, you know? I don't know, man. People that appreciate the Grizzly Season album, you know, it's a really fucking weird album, and it's like me and my brother really didn't give a fuck on that album. I actually remember a quick story about the Grizzly Season album. I don't know what fucking year it was, but when I first started rapping online, basically, it was because that Vibe did a contest. Vibe magazine, vibeverses.com, or Vibe, that was the name of the contest, was Vibe Verses. Anyway, I entered that contest. I did really well. I got a lot of views, and there was this dude that hit me up. The dude, and at the time, the dude Sean Kingston was really big. Remember, yeah, you're two beautiful girls. When that song was out, his manager hit me up. And at that time, I was fucking working construction and shit, and I was like, holy fuck. So he hit me up. He's like, yo, you can really rap. do you make songs too, or what do your songs sound like? And I was like, yeah, fuck yeah, I make songs. And you know, this is the kind of dude that's in the music business and wants to fucking make shit for the radio and blah blah blah. And you know, before I sent him, I'd been going back and forth with him when I was talking about this shit, and he was really attentive, and he would always email me right the fuck back. And then I sent him a zip file or whatever for the Grizzly Season album. Followed up, never heard from him again. So I don't know. That's a quick story about that. It's a really fucking weird album, and I don't blame that guy at all, because definitely fucking not exactly modern and mainstream and all that shit. But I'm glad. So I appreciate that people like that. And for you, Maverick, there actually is one music video we did off that album. It is called Decadent. If you want to go back, I think it's on the Wax and Herbal Tea channel. I'm pretty sure. But just go search Wax Herbal Decadent. DECADENT. And it's kind of epic, actually. It was the first music video I think I ever made. Me and my brother and my homie Galen, who is still fucking, both are still my homies today, shockingly. I meant shockingly sarcastically. Shockingly sarcastic. That sounds like a fucking something. It sounds like a title of something. But yeah, that's the only music video we did off Grizzly Season. You can see live performances of shit like, damn, like I did the Wax Unplugged series recently, and we did Pay Cut, and I thought it was awesome, and it's by far the most viewed Wax Unplugged episode. Like all the things, it's like double the amount of views as any other song we did. All the new songs and all the relatively new songs, none of them are fucking with Pay Cut. That's actually my and I said this on a podcast before. That's my favorite song I've ever been involved with. My brother says the same thing. But yeah, thanks Maverick. I'm glad you like that album. If you don't have that shit, go get it on Grizzly Seasons or find it for free on whatever the fuck website you download your free shit from. I don't really give a fuck if you pay for it or not. But if you want to hook a brother up, that's cool too. It'll probably go towards that shit goes right to my brother. It'll probably go towards buying his kids diapers and shit, so you can feel good about yourself. This last question is from TJL. Yo Wax, not gonna insert any ass licking praise on this one. As well, I'm not gonna read the rest of it. If you're not, you have. I'm just kidding. Actually, this one says not gonna insert any ass licking praise on this one, as I hit you up every week. But here's my question: what's your opinion on British music and British hip hop / rap? Thanks, man. Hold on a second. I gotta get some water. My fucking throat is all scratchy. I wanted to answer this one because I just wanted to explain something. The unfortunate thing about being an American, the fucking unfortunate thing, is you're brought up in a world as far as pop culture. You're brought up in a place where you're brought up to be very close-minded. That's just the natural way it is. Like, besides Spanish stuff here and there, and now Gangnam Style, there's really no non. I mean, I know British, they speak English, but let me start by saying there's no non-English speaking music that's ever in any kind of public forum. But even like stuff from Britain, stuff from Australia, like it doesn't get exposure here, and I know that the opposite happens. And I think it has a lot to do with the accent. Like, there's something in the mentality of the radio programmers and the mentality of who used to be the MTV programmers, where if there's like a lot of rock bands are from Britain, and if you listen to the way they sing, a lot of times it doesn't even sound like it, which is weird because Green Day's from here, and the guy tries to sing like he's British. So what the fuck do I know? But the point is, I don't know much about British hip hop, and I don't know much about British rap. I know that I've been shown some really, really good shit. You know, obviously Dizzy Rascal was one, and I got to be honest with you, I'm really fucking ignorant when it comes to rap music from other countries. You know, Britain has given us a lot of like world famous rock groups. AC/DC from Australia. I mean, my favorite rock group of all time is probably Black Sabbath, and they're British. And Ozzy always sounded like he was singing in a British accent. He didn't try to put on and sound like somebody from the American South. He just fucking yelled with his awesome voice about fucking demons, even though he didn't write any of those lyrics. Fucking Geezer Butler wrote all those lyrics. What a fucking amazing band, man, Black Sabbath. What a fucking incredible band. But anyway, unfortunately, man, I don't know a lot about British hip hop, and I'm gonna be straight up with you. I think maybe the accent does fuck my head up. I need to listen to more of it. As I get older, I'm more and more open-minded musically. I'm like the biggest non-hater right now. I'll fucking try anything. So TJ, man, send me like, and don't fucking like one time I told somebody to send me some links to new music. Don't send me 40 people's mixtapes. Just send me like 2 or 3 YouTube links or something. I'm not gonna download 40 mixtapes. I don't have fucking 4 free days to listen to new music. But send me some dope shit, man. I gotta be honest with you, man. I feel like a dick. I feel like an American version of the way the Nazis were. No, I don't feel like that at all, actually. Keep in mind, I just speak off the top of my head here. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I feel like I guess the way people, I feel like an actual stereotype. The way people in places such as France view the stereotypical American. When it comes to me listening to British hip hop, I'd embody that stereotype, and I haven't fucking paid enough attention, and I don't know enough. It's not because I don't want to. It's because I only have so much time to do research. You know, I listen to people are sometimes surprised by shit that I know, and people are sometimes surprised by shit that I don't know. And the reason for that is because, you know, I listen to a lot of different types of music. So there's a lot of classic hip-hop I haven't heard, and there's a lot of weird other shit that I have heard. And there's so much fucking music in the world, and your life only has so many hours. So if you guys out there are mad at me because I haven't listened to any British hip-hop, really, don't fucking yell at me and call me closed-minded. Send me some shit that I should listen to, because I'm down. But there's only so many hours in the day for me to discover new music, you know. So give me a reason to search, you know. But yeah, I guess that's about it. Let me see what time we're at here on Wax's podcast today. Episode 16, fucking 16, y'all. Sweet 16. Even though this is weeks and not years, I should have a Sweet 16 party. Maybe I'm a little too late. But, hey, anything else to fucking promote? Go buy the iPhone 5 and a McRib, you fucking consumers. I was at the mall the other day. The mall is out of all fucking places, I think the mall is my least favorite place to be. I can't fucking stand it. I'm really getting sick of the fucking consumer culture in America. I know I did a song about it called Need. Go check that out. Just search Wax Need and watch the video and song. I fucking am constantly fucking blown away by shit like Black Friday. People pulling knives out on each other because they're fucking butting in line to get 30% off a fucking toaster. That shit fucking boggles my mind. And it always will. And I just don't fucking get it. But I also never listen to British hip hop. So that's Wax's podcast this week. I don't really have any clever thing to conclude with, so I'm just going to conclude with this. Be safe out there.